All right, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't base anything I say off these videos. I'm just doing it for pure entertainment purposes only. Wanted to jump in and kind of talk about AMC, the state of the company, the state of the squeeze, um, share offerings, Adam Aaron, FUD, all that. There's all sorts of stuff. Um, so I know yesterday they swapped some debt for some shares, et cetera, which wouldn't affect the price. Um, and even if it did, it would not have caused GameStop to run in the same direction. GameStop, AMC obviously are on an algorithm. They're running side by side. So, you know, there's a little bit of proof for me that AMC isn't being run down by our board, which a lot of people like to say. Straight up FUD, ignorant, or I would say most of the people are ignorant to it just because you're dealing with market makers, hedge funds, billionaires that study psychological warfare type shit. Like they know how to mess with your brain, and the sad part is they're succeeding on a lot of people. A lot of people are falling for the games, the mind games, the tricks, which is, I guess, it's kind of sad, but it's to be expected because a lot of people can't just lead their own way. I don't want to talk shit. I'm not trying to talk shit and make you feel bad or whatever, but to form an opinion based off of no facts but just emotion is never going to lead you right down the right path. So look at the facts. Look at facts. Look at paperwork and not just because some upset YouTuber that has invested more than he could afford to lose is upset because his opinion is that the CEO is running the company down just because, et cetera, because he said this or because he filed that. To me, most of those people are either, like I said, ignorant or they're paid to say these things. There's a lot of people that come out and just literally just spew hatred. Haters. They are haters. Like, it's a cliche word, but they're haters. I deal with it, and I don't want to like brag and boast, whatever. But I run a company. I own a business. I live in an area that's kind of small, and I deal with that shit too. I deal with people that hate on me because I own a business, and they assume that I'm evil and I got all this money and I'm uh, I don't know, but it's funny how it works. So people are gonna hate. People are gonna spread FUD. Obviously, a lot of people that agree with the squeeze and other things too, and that are friends of mine, even on this channel, um, also believe that Adam Aaron is against the company, the CEO is against the company, and I just don't see that. To me, I get scrambled trying to, because there's so many things that just aren't right about it, about those statements. It's like, oh my God, why can't you not see that you're dealing, like I said, hedge funds, market makers, people that are controlling this narrative, this money, this price action, everything is controlled, and they need a scapegoat. They need to blame someone. They need to put it on someone. You know what I mean? My ears have to be tucked in my hat. See, you get me sidetracked. Listen, if I untuck my ears from my hat, this is what happens. This is the way my head's set up, all right? This is what I'm gonna look like. And then, hi, let's talk about. and the reason I'm talking while I drive is because I don't have much time. I literally just got done coaching 2 teams, little league teams. I've got my third business, well, second, third, whichever one you want to call it, going on tonight, where I got to go do a couple things for that. And right now I'm just driving in to grab some dinner, drop it off to the crib, and that's it. So that's why I'm here. All right. Anyways, where was I? Sidetracked. See? I'm like a squirrel moment, like squirrel. Yeah. So, anyways, like I said, a lot of people are falling into the narrative of that. Like, Adam Aaron did not cause 22 fucking alts. Adam Aaron did not cause the price to be where it's at. He's not, in my opinion, I can't vouch for him personally, but I just don't see it. You know what I mean? The company is moving forward. What all they've done is done things to keep the company alive through COVID. I will say this: us, the shareholders, did save the company at that time, but when the company was saved, they didn't just sit back and just let that all be all there was. They moved forward. They I say it all the time on my channel. It's popcorn, credit cards, candy, snacks now in their place. They're working on alcohol. They're working on, other things. Highcroft. There's tons of things that have come to this for them to stay afloat. That just shows they're not, in my opinion, trying to sabotage the company. And then the other argument is they're trying to milk us for all our money and da 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 da. So, I mean, honestly, if those are things you believe and you're invested into the stock, I just feel bad for you. I invest in stocks and companies that I believe in. You have to believe in the company. You have to believe, or these are the things that happen. You're going to get easily convinced. In the beginning of this, I used to hate when hedge funds and shit would call us conspiracy theorists. You know what I mean? And it was annoying. But at this point, like, we have enough facts in our own DD that it's not a conspiracy. But actual conspiracy is something you can't prove, that you're just thinking, you're going on a hunch. And that's what this sounds like. It's just a bunch of conspiracy theories, like, of what's going on. So, if it ever came out and the whole dominoes fell and Adam Aaron and the CEO and the board were in cahoots with hedge funds, and I'd come out and was like, that's crazy. I didn't see that. My bad. But I just don't see it. Like, I just don't see it. A lot of people, there's just way too much narrative without any facts. So that's what kind of bothers me about it. And not even like close to facts. It's just like, if you really think about it, you think a tweet is going to affect a stock. It's not going to stop a run. If you're in this play and you believe there's synthetics and you believe all this stuff that's going on, and you believe one tweet is going to stop the momentum and everyone's going to sell off and, oh my God, we're done now. Like, I can't even compute it in my head. It don't make sense. And obviously, the dilution sucks, but it had to be done, and I understand that from a business point of view. I run a business. I understand without liquidity, without money in the bank, without, money to pay your bills and upcoming things, emergencies, or whatever the case is, you're not going to make it. So it had to have been done. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel as far as the business goes. The business has a lot of good things coming. Movies, like, let's face it, they've been bad for a while. A lot of people, like, for a while, there's a movie here and there that comes out, but there's nothing that's just ever like, it's not like it was, pre-COVID, pre-pandemic, all that. There was constant movies. Now there's movies coming back. You had the writer's strike, et cetera, et cetera. But just looking at the movie slate now, coming into 2025, late 2024, you can see the difference. Like there was movies coming to the theaters. Like my local theater here, I mean, they would have movies that, like, you never heard of. There was no big blockbuster promotion. There was just nothing. They were just the type of movies that normally you would probably, see, like on HBO at 3 a.m. at a hotel or something, you know what I'm saying? So that's just, there is a light at the end of the tunnel as far as their core business is movies. And in between time, they've cut cost by making their own candies, making their own snacks, a lot of stuff, man. So, I mean, I know I probably sound like a broken record to a lot of us that already believe in this company and whatever, but I just wish you could, I don't know. I guess wish in one hand, shit in the other, right? See which one fills up first. With that being said, GME, AMC, um, watching the volatility the other day, for me, it reinstates my conviction into this play. It reminds me of what can happen. And I've talked about this before several times about fake pumps. And I started falling for it this time. That's the thing, is these people are not just they're professionals, man. They like I said, they have psychological warfare tactics, I guess you could call it. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing. They're getting in people's heads. They want it to run like this and then drop and then make you feel like, oh, it's never going to happen. I should have just sold. And now I should have been an FI or FFIE and GWAV. Those are running, which is not to say that you can't jump in and make some money off of those. Well, I did, and I'm dumping it right back into AMC and GME. But you got to be careful with those type of things. But I will say, I feel like this is what it's about. They want this depressing kind of like, damn, even me, I was telling my girl the other day when I woke up and we're at 11, I said, this might be it. We might be squeezing. And then all of a sudden we're not. And you kind of look like an idiot to your family and friends if you're telling people shit. So I got to remember myself personally to keep it under wraps when I think something's happening. Because before this all happened, once it started pumping, in my head, I said, this is what I talked about. They could pump it up to 30, 40, 50, and then dump it back down quick and then just say, all right, it's over. I don't know, man. It's just, there's just a lot of, that's what it is. It's, and think about this as well. The CAT system, the CAT system is right around the corner. Maybe they have a fear of that. Maybe they don't. So I've consistently said we're still about a year before we see price movement in the fundamentals of this company. Debt will continue to get paid off. The restructured debt of 2026. There's just a lot of things that are going to happen that are going to be easily twisted into FUD. So if you're not mentally strong and already have your mind set in this play, you're going to get shaken up a lot. There's going to be a lot. There's going to be more and more stuff. Adam Aron's going to dilute or whatever's going to happen. I honestly don't think he's going to dilute, but if there's share offerings like that to pay off debt in turn of stock, which it sounds crazy, but it was good. It was good because several reasons. It does not affect as well like you think it does in the price and all that as well. So do a little research on that. I don't know. And it could rip at any moment. I don't know. Maybe they can't handle it. Maybe it'll happen in sooner. But at the same time, there's potential for this thing to rip at any moment, and it's been like that forever. For the last 3 years, it could have ripped at any moment. But I do think that we have a little bit of time, and there might be another head fake, another pump and dump type thing. So just what I would say is if you're in this play and you believe in the squeeze and you believe in a MOAS, do your own research, do your own DD, and prepare yourself mentally for the fact that there is going to be up and downs. There has been for years. I've watched this, I don't know, a couple years ago. I remember it jumped up to 39 out of nowhere. There's been so many run-ups that I can't even count on, to be honest, where we've all said, oh my God, this could be it. This is happening. It might be it right now. But it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be mentally strong for this. Now, you're going to go with me to grab my pizza real quick because I'm starving. Hungry as a hostage. Give me a second. I'll read these comments in just a second here. Get my Domino's.
Hey, you don't have front legs?
Yeah. Price target is up. That's it. It's like the roaring canoe text, right? Okay, thank you. Look at some of these comments. Hi, I just need to pick up an.
Would you like any peppers or cheese?
Maybe both, I guess. I don't know if they want it or not, but it's better to have it than not. $2,400 floor. I see that. I think. Oh, you ready? All right, thank you. Good?
Just checking it real quick.
Okay, what are we doing? All right, thank you. Sorry, those fell down there. All right, you too, man. Thanks.
Yep.
This is the critical stuff. We gotta survive. You too, thank you. Dude, the dominoes are looking at me like I'm crazy. Don't mind me for a second, man. I'm trying to adjust. I'm not a professional YouTuber, if you haven't been able to notice by now. Okay. I am not a professional. Alright. So anyways, yeah. Mentally strong. That's all I'm saying, man. Fucking got the smell of pizza in my... Now I can't even focus, man. I'm fucking losing control. I gotta eat. I am putting the seatbelt on. I know a lot of people are talking shit about me not wearing a seatbelt, so at least that. We'll go through some of the comments here. If you got any questions, you can hit me with them. I'll probably give you the wrong answer. Alright, Paradox, what's up? Predictions for tomorrow. I really don't have a prediction. Right now it's volatile. I don't know which way we could go. I'd rather go up, but if we go down, I'll buy. I mean, I'm buying anyways. What to do? I peed in Kenny's pool. One of the best handles on here anyways, I'd say. Except my chick talking all kind of shit. I know, bro. Yeah, you gotta be careful, man. You tell your girl or your wife, you know what I'm saying, you're about to squeeze, we're gonna be rich, and then it doesn't. Oh my God, you don't hear the end of it. T-Gun, what's up? He said, load up. We know what's coming. Exactly. AMC merging with GameStop question. I don't think so. I mean, wouldn't that be crazy though? Can you imagine the fucking crazy volatility if those companies said, we're merging? Oh my God. I mean, yeah, that would be dope, but I just, yeah, I don't know what would happen at that point. The only thing about that too is you got to think if they change the ticker and, you know, who knows what would happen in between time. What about FFIE? FFIE's, it's potential play. I do think there's a lot of, and this is what happens when there's volatility like this. So here's the thing. I think this may have been a controlled pump, but I think Roaring Kitty on top of this, maybe he knew something. Maybe he knew there was going to be a controlled pump, or he watched it happen and decided to make his little cat attack, if you will, at the same time. And maybe he thought that would cause something. But they kind of looked like they got it under control now. Like I said, man, this thing is not going to... I'm here for the long haul. I'll hold this damn thing as long as I have to. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not selling. I'm buying only. Only thing that changed for me during this last little run is I started holding GameStop instead of flipping it. I used to flip GameStop and just kind of make a little cash in and there off of it. But I started thinking to myself, the community in GameStop is huge, just like AMC. People are buying and holding. So I thought, you know what, why not get double whammies out of this? Yeah, I don't know. There's all sorts of ways to look at it. A lot of people are trying to come out too and say that Roaring Kitty was working with the other side, and I just don't feel like that's the case. But I guess nothing would surprise me. This play's been crazy. One thing I will say, if you've been in AMC or GME long enough, you have definitely got some entertainment out of this. It's definitely been some crazy shit. I've learned more about the market in the last 3 years than the previous 3 years I was trading a lot. I walked out of this today. They acted over the reverse split. I don't know, man. That's a whole other thing too, man. Is I feel like the reverse split, there was all sorts of crazy FUD going around then too, because I was on that side too. I felt like, oh, we're getting screwed. But as I actual DD, I found my personal opinion changed, because during the reverse split and all that, I was just kind of stressed out about losing shares, and I was like, oh my God, they're going to screw us over. But the only thing I was doing is just listening to other people tell me that. I hadn't really done my own research. Looking at the forums, the money that was coming in, these guys literally were very close to bankruptcy. And if we would have hit bankruptcy, a lot of us would have lost our ass. Like, obviously, I know right now none of us are sitting with tons and tons of, we could be sitting much better. But, I feel like the reverse split, I feel like, let me just rewind all the way back. When Ape came out, I think it was a way to try to raise liquidity for the company, and it's a sticky situation, because you can get people really upset with this one. But I think it was necessary at the time. I think they were trying to do something different than what actually came of it. But that's what I think. It's just my opinion. But I do believe that like I said, I don't believe the board, the CEO is out to get us. I really genuinely, and I don't think they're out to make a squeeze. I don't think they're like, hey, let's get a fucking squeeze and lose all our shareholders. But at the same time, they want their company to thrive, survive. And as long as the company's alive and they're being short attacked and synthetics and all that shit, and these hedge funds are over leveraged and they can't get out of their position, they have to keep pushing the can down the road. It gives us a chance at a squeeze, in my opinion, not financial advice. Exactly. If we've been here 3 years like that, we all know what's up. It's gonna get worse too. I mean, I remember in the beginning of this play, people talking all that shit like, if this goes to a penny, I'll buy 1,000 shares, But once they've got down low, people panicked and like, fuck this place, I fucking hate it here. Adam Aaron's a crook. He's a hedgy. Everyone lost their mind. That's the problem. Is we're going against people that are manipulators. They're manipulators. I don't know how to say it. And they're professional manipulators. So my exit strategy is, it's a tricky thing, because you can't really have you got to be careful what you say, because people starting to come at me like, oh, you're going to say that? That's illegal, blah, blah, blah. So I don't tell anyone to buy, sell, or hold. You make your own decision on that. But for me personally, my exit strategy is depends on. There's a lot. There's a lot to it. Short interest, covers, margin calls, whatever happens. It depends on how this happens. So, it depends on how it happens. But let's just say, for instance, there's a margin call tomorrow, hypothetically. All of a sudden, it just boosts up to $200. We wake up and we're shitting our pants because we're at 200. Obviously, then you can really probably monitor the chart a little better, because it'll be a little more real when they have to let it fly like that. But I do think, I know like Lou and a lot of people talked about a controlled squeeze. I don't know if they can control it all the way once this thing loses control. I think at some point they just let it fly, but I think at some point they let it fly, but they cap it, just like they did the small one right here when we went to we were at $4, went to like 12, and then they just started. You see how they let it go up without any halts, and then all of a sudden when they wanted to stop it, okay, we're good here, it's halt. So I think that's what. When the MOAS happens, in my opinion, not financial advice, I think what would happen is we run up to a few hundred to a few thousand. And I know a lot of people are going to talk shit about my numbers, but whatever. At the time, you're going to be able to tell, I think, and you'd have to monitor and change it day by day. But I think once you see it fly, let's say we go from $20 to 200, 200 to 400, 400 to 600, and then all of a sudden at 600 it starts getting halted and halted. Not just like once or twice, but a ton. When it halts a ton of times, you know what I'm trying to say, man. Shit. When it gets halted a lot, and that's kind of my exit strategy, I guess, somewhat. But it is one of those things you just got to monitor as it goes. A lot of people are playing this as, jumping in and out like I was doing with GME before, and that's their own opinion. They can do it. Everyone's got their own way. I know that trades back in the day talked about selling on the way down instead of at the tippity top, but it's kind of hard to determine where you're at the tippity top. You know what I mean? A lot of this is going to come back to what I've always preached, I guess, would be instinct. And I know people think I sound crazy, but like, I know all of us have probably woke up one day and had a trade, and we looked at it and thought, man, I should sell this right now. And then you don't, and then it goes down and never comes back up. Or you've looked at a trade and said, I should buy this right now, but you don't, and then all of a sudden it skyrockets. That first initial gut instinct, not your emotion. You can't get your emotion and instinct intertwined, because then it gets confusing as shit. But if you can follow your gut instinct along with your education and all that shit, but I do think a lot of it's going to come with instinct as well. Sorry, I haven't been able to read the comments. I'm sure there's some dandies in there, though. Anytime I start talking about this type of stuff, I get hit with all sorts of bullshit or all sorts of FUD. And you know what? It's cool. Everyone can have their own opinion, but I think for most of us too that have been in this play long enough, you can kind of tell who's a shill, who's a troll, who's an idiot, who's, if you've been here long enough, you know who an ape is. You know what a real ape looks like, talks like, acts like. We have our own, it doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter your religion, doesn't matter your gender, doesn't matter your age. An ape can just recognize an ape. You know what I mean? There's people on here that I guarantee without this play, we would probably never talk or even have known each other, but it's just a strange thing, man. We're just the type of people we are. Sorry, I don't really... I see a couple comments, but I'm just focused on the road here. But yeah, that's all I want to jump in and say. The state of the squeeze, I still think any day it could happen. Any day this thing could squeeze. But at the same time, the way it's been, and the way the company is, their financials aren't the best. And I'll admit that. I'm not going to come out and be like, well, we're making so much money, this fucking company's great. It could be and should be and will be, in my opinion, much better. And that's why I've said many times that I think this is going to be late 2024, mid 2025, early 2025. And I'm not talking about just a squeeze. I'm talking about fundamentally the numbers coming up. So if you take the squeeze out of this, and let's just say you have averaged down to $5-6 a share by then, and somehow they've wiggled out of a squeeze and it'll never happen, at that point, fundamentally, I think this thing should be trading higher than Cinemark is now. This company is bigger, has more going on. Cinemark only has just the cinema going, and they're trading at like $18 right now, and they vary from like 15 to 20. So, I'd imagine AMC by the mid 2025, no squeeze, any of that, I'm just talking hypothetically, would definitely be in the 30s, 35, something like that. And my guess, not a price target, but just where I think it should be fundamentally if there was no synthetics, no squeeze, none of that. Yeah. T-Bone says we get halted on $1 moves. And that's what I'm talking about. They're halting it, but in the beginning they let it ride because they wanted you to have that hope. And then they wanted to beat you back down and feel like, God, man, this is done. This is never going to happen. I'm going to sell all my shares. Fuck it. It's not worth it. They're professional mind fuckers. Hello, mind fuckers. T-Bone says we will not squeeze until Adam Aaron is gone. Want to bet? Oh, no. I don't want to bet. This shit cracks me up because people always want to bet on here, and no, I don't want to bet. I'm good. I'm good, random stranger. I have a feeling it might be someone that I've blocked on this page before on a new page. Anyways, yeah, there's I mean, it's just, it is what it is. There's going to be people that believe it and people that don't. That's fine. It is what it is. People always have different opinions. You know what I mean? But opinions and due diligence kind of separate the two. Do your DD. Don't just say it's Adam Aaron's a piece of shit because some YouTuber said it or because my boss paid me to say it. Then if you're getting paid to shill, then it's understandable. But if you're just shilling and you're not getting paid for it, what are you doing, baby? T-Bone been holding long before you. Well, that's cool, man. So I mean, here's the thing. What do you think, in my opinion, or in your opinion, if we get rid of Adam Aaron and there's so many people corrupt and against this play, do you think we're just going to get some random good person to take over the company, or do you think they're going to put a plant in there? Yeah, the Fudsters always show up a little late, man. After I've been on for about 20 minutes, they start showing up, but it's all good. It is what it is. Yeah, and Alex says, I feel like after GameStop, they won't anything happen like that again. They learned their lesson, really found ways to get back at everyone with AMC if what happened at GameStop. Somewhat agree, somewhat don't. I don't believe that AMC is them getting back at us, just because it's run as well, and it's going to run again, in my opinion. There's no one's gotten out of the play. Shorts doubled down on this run. So no one covered. And if they did, if a little hedge fund or someone covered, other hedge funds doubled down. So there's going to be more, GME just pumped. Give Kansas City a shout out. What up, Kansas City? What are you talking about? The Kansas City Shuffle? MC Stan, do you know him? He gave you a call out for real. MC Stan, I don't know who he is. Stock is at 10 times shorted. Yeah, I mean, that's not, this is, what do you mean he gave me a call out? Like he's in like a shout out, or he's like calling me out like, hey, forget about it, I'm against you. Anyway, here's the thing. I got pizza in the back. I got to go eat. I just want to jump in and give a quick opinion. Obviously, no one's obligated to agree with me. And, everyone's entitled to their opinion. So, no fighting. Can't we all just get along? Arthur Morgan said, I watched your live stream last night when I went to bed. I had a nightmare of you snorting a bunch of cocaine and whispering, I don't want to hurt no more. Wow. That's a scary dream. All right. Well, with that being said, what's up, dude? What's up, MGA? MG, what's up? Yeah. Hopefully everyone wins. I'm going to jump out of here, man. The comment section is getting crazy. I'm going to go enjoy my pizza. I got a couple other hustles I got to do tonight. So y'all have a good one. Be blessed. And hopefully we all get rich soon. Peace.